Greetings, Miracle Makers. Wonderful to be here for number 19. All right. I'm sure you're seeing so many wonderful miracles in your own life by now. And it's exciting, isn't it? It's so great. So what I find about this process is that some people came to it naturally. They just knew it all along since they were little kids. And I'm going to tell you one of those stories now. It's about a friend of mine named John. John was a teacher like I was, and we became good friends. And eventually he became one of our certified trainers of 8 to Great. And it was at the training that he told the most amazing story about a friend of his named Emily. So John was on the track team, and he threw the shot put, which is this little black ball. And of course, the goal is throw it as far as you can. And when you're doing the shot put, the goal is to always beat your last time. So what the shot put team would do was they'd put markers on the field for where their furthest throw was, and they'd put, they had their initials on their little marker. So as he told the story, when he was a junior, his best friend Emily was a senior, and they were walking out to the field one afternoon after school to practice, and she said, John, I have such exciting news. And he said, what? And she said, today's the day. And he said, what day? And he said, today's the day you're going to break your record. John, you're going to throw it further than you've ever thrown it before. And he goes, what makes you think so? And she goes, I don't know. I don't know if I had a dream or if it's intuition. I just know. John, have I ever said anything weird like this before? And he said, no. And she said, well, so you've got to believe me. Today is the day you're going to throw it further than you've ever thrown it before. Come on. Do you believe me? Well, what? Well, anyway, she was so persistent that by the time they got out there, he goes, yeah, I believe you. So what happens when you believe something like that? Well, amazing things happen, like adrenaline starts coursing through your body, and literally your muscles expand just from the thought of a great physical performance. Okay. So he, his heart starts beating faster and all this good stuff's happening to his body. And she puts the shot put in his hand. She goes, you can do this. You got this. You got this. And he threw it as hard as he possibly could. And sure enough, it hit the stake where his old record was, and it rolled a little past it. And so he goes to high five her, but she didn't high five him. She put the measuring rope in his hand. And he said, what's this? And she said, measure it. And he goes, what do you mean measure it? I know how far my stake was. And she said, measure it, John. Do you know what that little genius had done? She had moved his stake further away. How much further away? 1 entire foot. She had moved both her and his stake, so it looked like they were still, relatively close to each other. An entire foot further. And he had added not the 2 inches he thought he'd added, but actually 14 inches to his best ever shot put. Now, tell that story to any coach in the country and they'll go, what? It's the power of our imagination. Right? The brain can't tell the difference between a thought and a reality, team. Isn't that wonderful? So when you think it until you feel it, like John did, you too will amaze yourself. Till next time.